managers. So let's look at the very simple way of the balance sheet. So balance sheet. So this is a very very brief conclusion, like a summary of balance sheet. So balance sheet, you can see that the assets are equal to liability plus owner's equity. This is a typical structure of the balance sheet. So the more money you borrow, you will have more assets. Make sense? And also, if you issue more stocks, you will have more assets too, right? So this is balanced. This is always balanced, the balance sheet. There's some unique nature about a balance sheet you guys can be aware of. The first thing you should be aware of is the balance sheet is not perfect. The reason is because a lot of assets are not recorded on balance sheet. For example, Coca-Cola is a huge company, but do you know what's the value of the Coca-Cola? The value is their brand value. Can you find the value of their brand on their balance sheet? You cannot. You cannot. And also, for example, Tesla. Tesla is a great company. They have a great patents in batteries and electricity. Can you see actually the value of the patent on the on the Tesla's balance sheet? It's not. You can't. You can't. So there's a problem with the balance sheet. There's a problem with balance sheet. There's some information that are important, but you cannot see it on a balance sheet. So for example, the brand value, the value of the R&D, sometimes human resource, some team members are grateful for valuable for the company, but you cannot have the value of the team, and the employee skills. So some companies, so their value, the most useful value is their employee skills. You cannot find that balance sheet, and the brand reputations, all these you cannot find on a balance sheet. So that's the limitation of the balance sheet you can be aware of. But how you can, what kind of things you can get from balance sheet? Normally, a lot of good stuff you can get from balance sheet. You can get the liquidity information. So basically, what does the liquidity information mean here? Is you can see the cash flow on the balance sheet. You can see the liability. You can see the assets. So you can see the company's ability to pay back loans and debts. That makes sense? So basically, if you see that the company has very little loans, the liability, but has a lot of cash, so you know the company has good liquidity. The company can pay back loans in a short time. You can also easily find some company will have difficulty paying back loans, paying back cash flows. And so balance sheet has limitation. Balance sheet also has good use for you guys. You guys can use the balance sheet to analyze that, to see whether the firm has enough cash flow to pay back loans, have enough cash flow for investment. So it has use for this. You have limitations. I want you guys to be aware of both sides, and I want to use that balance sheet in a creative way to help investors and help managers.